Welcome to Fun and Games Side Quests. Every episode is a different host sharing a video game they love and why they love it.
Hi, my name's Charlotte. I'm an indie dev and the co-host of a Godzilla-themed podcast, Castle Bravo. Today I want to talk about a game near and dear to my heart, the original Sonic adventure for the Sega Dreamcast. So to set the tone, the year is 1999, and we're about 3 months away from all computers simultaneously frying due to Y2K. I wasn't quite 8 years old yet, but Sega was about to release something that would affect my aesthetic for the rest of my life. On September 9th, 1999, the Sega Dreamcast was released in America along with Sonic Adventure as a release title. My dad got me one as an early birthday present, and I was allowed to stay up and start playing it with a 2-liter of Mountain Dew and a box of leftover takeout. I ended up staying up all night for the first time. Before I get into the game itself, I want to take a minute to talk about the Dreamcast. Sega was way ahead of its time with this. It wasn't technically the first online console, but it was the first to handle online with a browser and matchmaking features. The memory card, called a VMU, or a visual memory unit, had a small screen and nearly the same buttons as a Game Boy. You would slide the VMU into your controller, and from there you'd be able to see important information about the game you're playing, whether it be health or ammo or just a picture of your character. You could also download small games to the VMU and take them with you. The last part's really important for later, so keep it in mind. Now to Sonic Adventure. As you may have heard from reviews of more recent games, Sonic has had a somewhat divisive introduction to 3D. Personally, this game will always be my favorite 3D game, and I'm sticking to that. I'm going to get into some spoilers here, especially the finale, so just a heads up. Our story begins with Sonic, our true blue little friend, standing on a rooftop in Station Square. A police squad drives by and he follows them, only to discover a water-like creature shaking off gunfire. After a fight, the creature runs off and Eggman gloats that was Chaos, the god of destruction. This sets everything into motion, as once again Dr. Eggman is up to no good and it's up to Sonic and friends to stop him. One of the things I find especially interesting about the storytelling is the way that the characters' stories intertwine. You start the game as Sonic, but as he meets his friends, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Big, and the enemy-turned friend E102 Gamma, you unlock them as playable characters with their own stories that wrap back into the main plot and the plots of the other characters. They also have different gameplay styles. For Sonic, it's just a straight dash to the finish. For Tails, it's a race with Sonic or Eggman. Knuckles is tracking pieces of the Master Emerald with his Emerald Radar. Amy's fleeing from a robot called Zero, dead set on her capture. Gamma's stages are run and gun, as it tries to hunt down the other E100 machines to free them from Eggman's whims, before giving its life to save its elder brother E101. And lastly, perhaps infamously, Big the Cat has a fishing minigame where he tries to catch his friend Froggy over and over. Honestly, I think those stages are pretty chill. The gameplay as a whole is really fun, if not funnily janky at times. It was a late 90s 3D platformer. Once you've completed each character story and defeated the many iterations of Chaos as it absorbs the 7 Chaos Emeralds, you reach the final story. Sonic and his friends are certain they've already stopped Eggman, as Chaos has been basically defeated and they've seemingly destroyed all of Eggman's machines. Their respite doesn't last long, unfortunately, as Chaos finds and reclaims the final emeralds. Station Square floods with water as Chaos reaches its final form, Perfect Chaos. Sonic's friends reappear as the city lies in ruins, each finding now drained Chaos Emeralds. It turns out that Chaos, extremely saddened by the way that the Chow were treated in the past, Chow being small gelatin babies that I'm absolutely getting into later, Chaos only absorbed the negative energy from the emeralds. Of course, our hero Sonic has absorbed the positive energy before, and it's up to him to do it again and fight Chaos. The power-up scene never fails to give me goosebumps. Everyone cheers him on as he absorbs the energy and he becomes Supersonic. Then, as Supersonic, you take control and dash into Chaos's core several times to finish it off, all while dodging debris and water tornadoes to build up speed. Having been defeated, Chaos's rage cools and he ascends to the sky with the ancient Chow caretaker to call. Eggman, of course, escapes to fight another day, but peace is restored to Station Square in the world. Now, the story's good. Great, I'd even say, especially for a first toss at a narrative-driven 3D Sonic game. But something I have to drive home is especially important to this game is the Chow Garden. In between going into action stages, you wander around hub worlds, and as you unlock new areas, you unlock new Chow Gardens. Chow, as I mentioned, are little gelatin babies that need you to take care of them. You can feed them, you can give them animals to play with, you can put them in the competitions. By giving them different animals, they get new body parts, and they learn new poses or actions, like drawing their favorite character on the ground with a crown. It's just great. Sonic Adventure 1's Chow Garden didn't have alignments and were less complicated than the ones in 2, but my memories of taking Chow with me and putting them on my VMU and playing Chow Adventure are bar none the ones that stick with me the most. It was mostly the Chow walking from point to point, finding items or crossroads or encounters, but for all the same reasons that there are 5 or 6 Tamagotchis in my home, I love taking care of those little guys. A mix of one of my favorite series on what is still to this day my favorite system, Sonic Adventure put the ideas of what Next Gen meant in my head. The clear, flowing water, the sunset skyboxes, the bright and cheerful music playing as an intercom tells you that the next train for the Mystic Ruins will be departing soon. It's hard for me to play this game and not remember the optimism I felt when I first played it. It's been 22 years and I'm still listening to the soundtrack. My love for this game is actually one of the things that my partner and I first strongly bonded over. It's still a reminder of what it felt like before I grew to have responsibilities. Sitting in Windy Valley and watching the windmills turn as the guitar riffs play, I'm still that 7-year-old kid with a 2-liter of Mountain Dew and permission to stay up as long as I want. So, hey, thanks for listening to me wax poetic about a little blue hedgehog. Happy gaming!
Hey there, Screen Beans. Have you heard about Screen Snark?
Rachel, this is an ad break. They aren't screen beans until they listen to the show.
Fine. Potential Screen Beans. You like movies and TV shows, right?
I mean, who doesn't? Screen Snark is a casual conversation about the movies and television shows that are shaping us as we live our everyday lives.
That's right, Matt. We have a chat with at least one incredible guest every episode, hailing from all walks. We've interviewed chefs,
Writers, costumers, musicians,
yoga teachers, comedians, burlesque dancers,
folks in the film and TV industry,
and more.
We'd be delighted for you to join us every other Monday on the Certain POV Podcast Network.
Or wherever you get your podcasts, fresh and tasty off the presses.
What? That's not...
Can I call them Screen Beans now?
Fine.
Screen Beans!
So tune in and we'll see you at the movies or on a couch somewhere.
'Cause you're all Screen Beans now.
You will be mine. Aurora.
CPOV. CertainPOV.com.